Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the competitive multiplayer series here on the Green Mountain map with my friend Richard H. And our money's changed a little bit since you last saw us. Bought a couple of new grain headers for our two matched combines and sold the single old one. We still need to buy a second corn header, but also I want to start buying some productions. Now, we shouldn't have done this, but we decided to allow loans in this series. Richard has already taken one, and he has already bought the grain mill up here, trying to sneakily work off the back of my contracts. Well, I have a goal today to buy several productions, so we are going to immediately, whoops, wrong menu, immediately go in here and take out a very fast loan. We're going to go up to 300,000 to start with. That should get us everything, I believe. But this one's got to be first because we got a guy coming here. And Richard reminding me that I forgot to start the clock. So there we go. We've started the clock. Let's turn this off. So we only have a single recipe and it requires raisins. Well, that stinks. I'm going to have to buy raisins, unfortunately. Or sell this back because I don't want it. Because of that. I forgot I can buy raisins right from here. So we will just max out the raisins. And I need to get oats and honey on the go. But yeah, we got a guy already delivering. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, so let's quickly jump to the next thing. And this guy here is coming up to work on field 24. Oil mill. That's next on our agenda today. That one is much cheaper. Alright, perfect. We're going to have to get that started as soon as possible. Because eventually we are going to go for mayonnaise. Don't really care about that much. I could buy a sawmill. No. What do we have here? The dairy. Where's the managing? There it is. Of course, I rent the wrong way around the building. Yeah, for only 70,000. I'm really confused. Did I not have enough money to start with there? Hey, buddy. Don't wreck my tractor. Didn't buy the land on accident or something, did I? No. Which is a point. Does the land come with the productions? It does not. Okay. That's fine. So he's arrived at 20 and should immediately jump straight into doing some course play fertilization up there. I know we're in super management mode. All right, so I can't afford the dairy yet. I want that corn header. So we are after the Capello. We're gonna go details and buy it. And now we are as close to broke as I dare to get. Oh, perfect. So there's the second of our 2 new grain headers and the second corn header as well. And I can take both of those back to the farm. All right, wonderful. Well, I'm going to do the quick driving and finish setting everything up for the day, and I will talk to you guys again in a little minute here when we actually start doing some work other than just management. All right, well, we are doing something at least. Unfortunately, it's more more forestry work, basically. I will be glad when this is done and over, as I'm sure you guys will be too. Probably tired of watching me cut logs and stuff. But it's getting done at least. And yeah, I sacrificed a little bit of my grass to have a place to work in. But a quick update is that our workers are getting things done. This guy's almost done, then he'll switch to field 20. Um, this guy's almost done, I think, or about half done. He'll switch to field 2. Uh-oh. Well, I'm glad I checked in on this. The combine needed to get there first, and somehow the unloader tractor got ahead of it. That's alright. We will just hit first waypoint there and get him started. Oh, what do we got here? He's got a full grain tank, and he's waiting on his unloader, which is stuck. Well, that's not grand. Yep, we have that too close. Um, we'll empty this one manually. Whoops. I'll have to do something about that in the future. For now, however, we just want this guy to get back to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to fire him off and let him go. This guy should be pert near done. Oh, not as done as I thought he would be. Oops, we need to turn those back off. This guy's just patiently waiting. That's gonna... It'll figure itself out here in a little bit. Yep, not exactly efficient. A little bit of waste of fuel. But easier than figuring out exactly where he needs to be manually when I have other things to be doing. because I do have all this wood to get loaded. And I'm glad that in the earlier clip of me buying the productions and stuff, it didn't buy the dairy. Why am I glad that it didn't buy the dairy? Because I don't know why I was trying to buy the dairy. Wrong series. I don't have cows on this. I have sheep. So, yeah, whoops. So I bought the spinnery instead. Because I did extend the loan by another 100,000. Oh, come on. You were supposed to get both of those. Clumsy futzing around here. But yes, we have a matched pair of harvesters, which after the cornfields that they're doing right now, they will be going over to doing fields together. I will no longer be having them separated, if that makes sense. I had actually hoped to have the funding to buy another tractor, but despite my best efforts, that was not the case. I could extend the loan further, of course. And the only reason I even took the loan was to be able to continue to compete, because Richard told me that he took one. For our next competitive multiplayer series, loans will not be allowed. That is certain. Well, I'm gonna faff around with this for a little longer, and I will see you guys when something else happens. How's that sound? I would like to. Great demand at the farmers market. Ooh, fun. I would like to do the cultivating contract I have myself. It's actually why I was looking for another tractor. I don't know. Let's have a quick look again. So if we check the sale real quick, our old combine is in there. Oh, Richard sold some of his equipment. Interesting. Tractors. Medium tractors. So we could get another one of these guys for another 100 grand loan, basically. Because I do want to keep some balance available. Yikes. I would never buy that, considering the price here. But yeah, if we go max engine, that's 158,000. So, nope, we won't be getting a tractor. Not right now, anyway. See you guys in a bit. Alright, the first of our fertilizing contracts is done here, so we're going to collect that. And we're immediately going to accept another one, just because they are worth quite a lot of money. Richard has gone crazy accepting all of these. So, obviously he doesn't have this one yet, but I think he will soon if I don't grab it. Oh no, we're already at the maximum number of contracts. Well, hopefully we get to that before he does. I'm not buying the equipment to do it until we get it, but there's this thing that I'm using on my vintage survival series, and we can definitely afford this. So I'd like to start competing with Richard on those contracts. Unfortunately, this game day is just disappearing on us. Whoops, wrong Wrong vehicle. So we need to just, I guess, keep plugging away at this wood, getting it loaded, so I can take it down and sell it somewhere. It's a little bit on the frustrating side, but what do you do, right? What do you do? This is the downside to playing kind of a farm manager mode versus the way Richard plays, where he does all of the work pretty much. Um, it's one of the differences in our styles. Anyone who's watched my channel a lot knows that I like to manage a lot of workers doing a lot of different things. It's just the way I enjoy playing the game. It doesn't always make for the best content, though, if I don't have enough equipment that I can also be doing a job. Or, like in this case, where I have enough equipment that I could also be doing a job, but it's this job, right? Alrighty. So there we go, get that pushed up. I am putting little chunks in the bed of the truck there. That way they're not taking up valuable space on the trailer. I do like this little bit of kit here. This is a fun way to do the logging, if you have to do logging. It's not as fast as some of the other options, depending on what you're trying to do, of course. But it's just enjoyable because it's not the same zim 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 with a tree harvester and it's all cut to perfect length and done in 2 minutes. Quick pick it up with a log grab and throw it on a giant trailer like Richard did. Of course, he had apparently enough to clear that it was not actually very fast for him. That was his own fault for misunderstanding how we were starting, thinking we were doing a start from scratch where you can't buy farmland. You have to buy undeveloped land. That was never in the agreement. He just misunderstood. And that's fine. We're all human. We all make mistakes. I think he's done very well despite that. I have not checked up on him. I know he's taken a loan because he told me. And obviously we've seen his plot of land and stuff when we've gone to do auto drive to help him out. I mean, yeah, it was mostly to help us, but while we were there, we helped him out, right? So, why is that not wanting to be nice? So, we have a general idea of what he has up there and everything. The one thing is that he's bought his cheater harvester, the Colossus, and even though he didn't get like the extra capacity or the mega super speed, unlimited speed stuff, he's still going faster and has a higher capacity than any real harvester. And I probably shouldn't have allowed it because of that. But yeah, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. And the simple fact is I did agree to it, so that's on me. I'm thinking next time, we might have to try something a little... Uh-oh. Worker blocked by object. Really, guy? Really? How annoying. I lost my train of thought. Oh, start where we both start with no dollars, no equipment other than um, like a chainsaw, and we have to completely build up from there. Because I play with a lot more small vintage equipment than he does, and I know the equipment really well, and I know what can be used to really accelerate your development in that kind of situation, I probably would have the advantage there. And, you know, I mean, it'd be something different because you don't really see people doing that. On competitive games, they tend to at least start with something, right? Some kind of equipment. So if I was to say, let's start with no equipment other than a chainsaw, and you got to go from there. I mean, you don't even get a truck or anything to haul with. You're just stuck with that chainsaw and pieces of wood that you can physically carry to the sale point until you can afford to buy a vehicle to haul them. The ultimate, hey, we've been stranded in the wilderness somehow, and all we have is this silly chainsaw, or go even further and say axe, like the book Hatchet. Okay, he had a little more than that once he was able to dive down to the plane, but you know. Good book if you haven't read it. For kids. I read it when I was in school. Alrighty. We're getting a pretty full load here. I think I'll just barely be able to squeeze the last of this tree on there, and then we'll be done. So I'm gonna go back off camera, do that, and I will bring you guys back when we're headed over to the sale point. Alright, quick update. I grabbed a little bit more of a loan, just a little bit, and bought this place. Simply because we do have the wood coming in here, and we got everything that was already in there. Because of the production manager mod that we're using, it reverts things to how they behaved to start with. Any supplies that were in the business when you buy the business are yours. So now we just got to get over to Woodmill South 2 and sell the rest of this. Hopefully there's room. I will see you guys over there. Alright, we are arriving over here at Woodmill South. Ooh, that's a nice bit of income. We needed that. We definitely needed that. So now what are we going to do, you ask? Well, I'm tired of working on the wood, so we're going to race back to that real quick. And we're going to drop the trailer over there. And then we are going to take the pickup truck and have it take over unloader duties from a tractor, which is a good thing anyway because the pickup truck is much more suited to it. And then we are going to take that tractor and we're going to go do that cultivating work that I wanted to do. Because, you know, driving the pickup around is fun for only so long. Well, actually, driving the pickup truck's plenty fun. It's driving that damn skid steer, picking up all those logs. When you're not racing a clock and competing with somebody else, doing it that way is just fine. But when you are racing a clock, it can be kind of frustrating. One thing I've considered doing is just ignoring the wood, stacking it up, and kind of ignoring it. Yep, I clipped a tree. Kind of ignoring it, and just doing what we want to do with this plot, which I haven't really talked about yet. We're going to harvest all the grass, of course, but I think long term it's going to end up with all my productions on it that I'm going to buy that aren't already on the map, assuming I buy some. I have one in mind, but we'll see. A lot of it's going to depend on other things, so. Vroom vroom. Here's our cornfield with a harvester going in it. With our most powerful tractor being kind of wasted on unloader duties. And in fact, it looks like that's what he's doing right now. Or she. So, field 3 to the cereal factory. That's what we will set this guy to as well. Go to combine, unload. Field 3 to the cereal factory. And we are actually going to send him off, I think. Let's see. Field 3. No, we're not. Combine's at 89%. We'll just let him go. I misread which combine it was. The other combine is only at 28%. Alright, see you guys when I'm hooked up to our cultivator. Alright, how many of you were laughing at me? Ha 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 ha. He only has a plow right now. He doesn't even own a cultivator, and he took a cultivator contract. Yep. Damn it. I forgot I hadn't bought it yet. So we'll put that on a worker just to get us over there while I actually go ahead and buy a cultivator. Dur, dur, dur. There's a nice cheap one, 4 meters for 5 grand, and everything else goes insane from there. Yes, sir. Well, that's going to be us then. One option. One option with one option. That's funny. That is very funny. Extension. Yeah, it's free. We'll have it. All right. One other thing I should mention is that we need to bale before we complete these cornfield contracts. We got to go on there and bale the corn straw um, that we've left behind. We don't want to lose out on that money. We're in the money. Oh, sorry, I won't sing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I won't make your ears bleed. See you in a bit. Alrighty, we are at our field. With the size of this field, this cultivator looks tiny. I know, but it's what we have. It's what I can afford. What I can pull with my equipment. And honestly, it's not going to be that bad. We'll be fine. So I'm going to crack on with this on the first time lapse of this episode for you guys. And I will see you when we are almost done.